Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're gonna have a kind of chit chat, get ready with me, and talk about me going to the US and then the quarantine that's going on. So let's get right into it. So basically we're gonna get ready today. I don't really have anything to get ready for since I'm in home quarantine, but we'll get back to that. I'm gonna start with Tarte Double Duty Beauty Base Tape Primer. I haven't used this one before, but it's supposed to be hydrating. So, to get right into it, February 20th till March 2nd, I went to the States for a vacation. In high school, I was an exchange student in the US, in Seattle. So now I went back to visit the host family that I stayed with, and then also I went to attend a wedding. And then that was a lot of fun. I've never been to an American wedding before, and I got to see the whole family again. And then when I was flying back, we all knew about the virus that had been spreading all throughout Wuhan, China, and it hadn't really spread really far yet. It hadn't spread to, I think there were maybe 15 cases in Norway and a few in the US. I need to keep going here. So when I came back, I went right back to work, and you guys probably don't know that either, but you do know it from the title of my channel that I do work as a dentist. So I went straight back to work because there weren't really any guidelines about the pandemic yet. So I went back, and then it started escalating really bad. So in Norway, since we only have about 5 million people living here, we have right now about 1,200 cases, I believe, 1,300 cases. So per 100,000 citizens, that equals out to be around 25 people per 100,000. So when I came back, there weren't a lot of cases yet. So the government hadn't really made any precautionary measures, or they haven't really taken the virus seriously yet. So when I came back, business was normal. And then after about 10 days, they said that if you had been out of the country, then you had to be home quarantined from 14 days from the date that you got back. So that ended up with me having to go into quarantine on day 10 till day 14. So I'm still in home quarantine. So I'm super bored, but I get to play with makeup, which is fun. But the situation has escalated really quickly in Norway and Europe in general. And I do hope the US take more measures to shut everything down so we can hopefully get through this faster, because the hospitals has only a certain number of people they can treat at the same time. So we need to spread that out so that everyone gets the necessary treatment. So basically, most people are asked to stay inside if they don't have any work that they really need to get to, and they also, closed schools, and they've closed my clinics that I work at. We only accept emergency patients with that have an infection, or there's something that we need to treat that is necessary. So we've pushed back all of the treatment that are not necessary right now, so to reduce the risk of disease spreading, because working as a dentist, you have a lot of this aerosol sprays, like when you do the cleaning, or if you drill a tooth, like there's a lot of spray that comes. So basically they've shut down all of our clinics. The government has said that we need to only provide emergency care, which we do. As a dentist, I'm a independent contractor, so all of my income is commission based. It's based on how much I do, and right now with all the clinics that have shut down, I've lost my income. So usually independent contractors don't get any help from the government when losing their income. But right now, since it's such a different situation, they have said that they will cover 80% of our normal income up to a certain level from day 17th. So I'm just hanging in there. I'm wondering if I should volunteer at the hospital or elderly home just to help out, because I do have basic medical training, but I'm not a nurse. I'm not anything close to that. But if they can use me, then that would be good. Okay, we need to continue. Just rambling on here. But yeah, it's escalating really quickly. So we'll most certainly, like, we're closing the borders. Everyone's asked to stay inside. That like doesn't have to be outside. And the grocery stores are open, but people are hoarding toilet paper and baby breast milk formula, and it's just a bad situation. Like, there needs to be enough for everyone, but people are buying in bulk, so there's not enough for everyone. But the grocery stores will be open and they will restock, so hopefully everyone can get what they need. And it's also oh, that's light. I forgot to mention what foundation I was using. I'm using the L'Oreal Infallible Freshwear in the shade 120 Vanilla. And then I'm using Makeup Forever HD Concealer. So a lot of people are breaking their home quarantine to go out because they feel like they won't get sick because they're healthy and they're young and all of that. But that's not basically who it's for. It's for protecting our elderly who is really at risk. If we don't, as a whole population, stay inside, they will still be at risk and they will be a lot more vulnerable in this time. So we need to do our part for the society to keep those people at risk safe. So a lot of people are shopping for the elderly so they don't have to go outside, and just trying to conform to the reality right now. But yeah, that's what happened. So I went to the US and on day 10 I got put in quarantine. So I'm done after today, which is nice, but I'll stay inside unless I have to go and treat an emergency patient. Then of course I will. But other than that, I'm gonna do my duty and stay inside as much as possible and do grocery shopping, but basically staying inside as much as I can, which won't be hard. So I'm using the Hourglass Veil powder to set my face. I'm not gonna set a lot because I have dry skin, so I don't want to look too dry, but this powder is for dry skin, so it won't suck the life out of me. But yeah, it's a really different time now, and it probably will escalate more. And I hope all countries take protective measures to help not spread the disease more than we can handle, you know? It's just a really different time. Oh, it started to crease. So I'm gonna bounce out the creases first and then set it, so I don't set the creases. But this concealer was very loomy. I haven't used it in a while, but I do like it. And I'm all into Lumi products right now. So I'm not really getting ready for anything, but I thought, why not make a video and just sit down and chat with you guys, you know? And it's probably not the last time we'll get a new virus that we have to tackle. And this also puts into perspective how well a country responds to a pandemic, and it will show us what we need to improve, because there's a lot of things we need to improve. We should have done a lot of protective measures before, but yeah, we'll learn from it, and it will pass, but I don't know when, and I'm not sure at what cost, like how many lives that will cost us worldwide. And a lot of people will lose their grandmothers, they will lose family members, you know. Yeah. I'm asking my parents to stay inside. I don't want them to go outside and be at risk. No, it's hard, it's really hard. I don't want to make this like a really sad video, but it's the reality of it, you know. We need to discuss it, we need to be open, we need to talk about it. But I do understand that it can get a lot, it can be a lot for people. So I'm just bronzing up the skin with Kylie Cosmetics bronzer in the shade Toasty. I like it, it's very buildable and it looks nice on the skin. So basically today it's a mix of both the drugstore and high-end. So we're doing a little bit of both today. Over to something more positive. I haven't really done a video where you get to know me a lot. But as I've mentioned, I work as a dentist. Well, not right now, but I usually do. And I've done that for almost 3 years now. I graduated from the University of Bergen in Norway. And I do really love it. It's challenging, but it's very, very interesting, and you get really close to people, like physically, but also they trust you. And it's a really intimate situation, being so close to someone, and the patients feel like it's kind of into their little bubble, you know, their little zone. So a lot of people I've made connections with, and they come back and they request me, which is what I could hope for, you know. So I do really love it. I love the patients that I get to treat, and I love seeing the results of a treatment, seeing how it turned out and being happy with the results. And that's really rewarding, it really is. Now I'm using a blush from Milani in Luminoso. So other than that, I do love makeup. So I have that as a hobby. I spend way too much money on makeup. But it's my own money, and I don't have any kids to take care of yet. So I guess I'm allowed to for now. Of course, when I have kids, that priority will change, but for now I'm loving it, and I want to get more into the YouTube thing. I'm really new at this. I'm still using the sound of my camera, which probably is really bad, but I hope you'll stick with me till I can get some real equipment. So my battery died, and I only have one, so it's been a little while before I could continue. So where were we? The shade looks a little bit too dark, but we're wearing a turtleneck sweater, so it will be fine. Okay, I did bronzer, I did blush. Let's do eyeshadow before we go into highlighter. So I want to use this Ciate eyeshadow palette, and it looks really similar to one of the Huda Beauty Nude Obsessions palettes. But I really do like these colors and are intrigued by them. So we're gonna use this today. So let's see what we're gonna do. Another things I could update you about, right when I got home from the US, I managed to spill like boiling hot cocoa on myself and like all down here. So if it is a little bit patchy here and down here, it's because my skin is renewing itself, so it's basically like flaking off, like if you would have gotten a sunburn and things like that. So I'm gonna start with this light shade up here and then work my way darker, and then we'll do one of the shimmers. I just want to do an easy look today. As I've said, I'm not going anywhere. So just going to go in. Ooh, it's very nice and pigmented. I've used this palette, I believe, once before, and I really liked it. So, can you guys see enough? Maybe I'll see if I can pull you guys a little bit closer. So yeah, what else? I want to try and upload more YouTube videos. Is there any content that you want to see, that you know you want to see? Ooh, it's creased. Let me know down below and I'll be happy to do them. If there's some like one brand tutorials you want to see. I have uploaded one that was Kiko, and I've also filmed one with Primark makeup, but I've never posted that one, but I'll get around to it. But yeah, I've just been basically filming and just not having the balls to upload, I guess, but we're gonna change that. It's 2020, we need to just get over ourselves and put ourselves out there and see where this can go, you know? So I'm just basically now doing the darker shade here and here and building up the outer corner. I'll do a little bit darker right on the outer corner with this shade. Just basically packing it on. So let's go in with the shimmer. I'm not sure which one I want to use. Maybe this one up here. I really like that one. So I've spritzed the brush. Pigmented. You can also use your finger. I usually do both often. Like if I can't get enough pigment with a brush, then I'll use my finger, and then I'll use a brush, you know, on the edges to get it placed more precise. And I like making a video right after being in the US for like 10 days, because then my accent isn't as thick as if I were to do the video. Like if you watch my last video, the Kiko one, you can see that it's basically the first video that I've ever filmed, so I'm just super uncomfortable, and also my accent is a lot thicker and heavier than it is right now. Still have an accent, believe me, I know, but it's not as strong, I would say. Let's do this one for the inner corner. I haven't wet my brush right now. We'll see. Yeah, that works. So for mascara, I'm gonna do the Maybelline Lash Sensational. That's a hard word. at least for me right now. So I'm gonna use the Becca Skin Perfector in Champagne Pop, and it broke, but I pushed it back together. I'm going to use the Jaclyn Hill brush. I mean, any highlighter brush will be fine. This is like a cult classic, like a lot of people love this highlight, and I do too. Now I'm gonna set my brows in place using the Anastasia Dip Brow Gel, and you can see this has been, it's getting old. I do use it basically when I'm going out, and then I use another one for every day, just because it's expensive. So for lip, I'm gonna go with Kylie Cosmetics Lip Blush in the shade Bikini Bod. Take a little flush of color, and I really enjoy it. Might be a little bit too like pinky all of this right now, but it's fine. Okay, I think that's it, you guys. I'll keep my hands down because they don't really match. But anyway, I hope this video doesn't come across as too sad, but I wanted just to talk about the reality of the situation we're in right now, and I don't know, just talk to you guys and get ready. So I hope you subscribe if you want to, and I will keep making more videos. Make suggestions down below, I would love that. Yeah. Okay, bye you guys. I spend way too much makeup. No, I want to use this Ciate, now you're focusing.